One of the best newer bands I know of in recent memory for various reasons is UK's Creeper. After a stellar debut in Eternity in Your Arms, a supposed breakup, a following supposed reunion, and the delay of that return due to 2020 postponing everything, Creeper has had a lot happen to them. Sex, Death, and the Infinite Void is the long-awaited follow-up and return from the goth punk 6. That phrase, Creeper had a lot happen to them, is putting it lightly, and many of the band's personal struggles and serious events occurring for the group led to the writing and theme of this album. Seriously, look up some of the inspiration for some of these songs. Yikes. Sex, Death, and the Infinite Void, running across 15 tracks including several story-connecting interludes, is a thematic story and planned out much like Eternity in Your Arms, but the biggest difference in Creeper's 2020 release is that several music styles are used and the group really expanded past their comfort zone. For Creeper, especially Will Gould, this album was made with the intention to rebuild Creeper's style and sound from the ground up, make something completely different. Will said that he wanted to destroy the entire thing and completely reshape the style in order to have a true rebirth. With that rebirth comes a story of a fallen angel named Ro falling in love and trying to become human while escaping the environment he's in. The songs are written in real-life scenarios in a fictional version of America as seen from British eyes. The parallel is that the songs are meant to mimic the band's experiences of staying in America and trying to adapt to a new world on the fly while still working. The album has a strong theme with new characters. Along with that, the group desperately wants to shed previous comparisons of their style to other famous groups while making their own new sound. This is a case of musicians putting everything out there to try something new and burning the bridges they previously built behind them. Be My End is the true opener of the album after the intro Hallelujah, and the song opens with a big drum and bass pound. The chorus is soaring and the song revolves around that Bill toward it. The track is a single and as an album opener, it's fine. It's not great, it doesn't exactly kick the door down, but it does set the story and the tone of the album and what to expect. Born Cold was the big single released back in November of 2019, quite a while ago, but again, 2020 pushed everything back. This is a booming song with Will really taking the spotlight with his pipes. He has a swagger halfway through the track, and pairing that with the strong percussion, Born Cold hits hard and feels like a complete experience in one song. This is a great track. Annabelle was another single release with a big sing-along effect revolving around hooks of God Can't Save Us. While the lyrics are a bit darker in the meaning, the song is still upbeat and moving though. The guitar work is simple but fluid and effective. The writing is top-notch and ends strong with the line of, "You've got to give a little when the world just wants you sad." And then Cyanide introduces a style of twang and southern charm that Creeper definitely was not known for previously. This is an example of the band trying to venture into new territory. Through it, they still make their style their own and the band's presence shines through in the chorus. The piano notes, the strings, the dual vocals all feel unique. Not expected, but definitely not bad. These were the singles that were released over the past few months, and all these singles are in the first half of the album. There's variety, there's big moments, and you get something out of what you hear. It works. That's still not the whole album though, as there's a lot to digest after these songs. As for the rest of the album, Paradise rolls in with the mood taken down a bit from some of the more upbeat singles, but there is still movement and groove. The volume builds up and there is such a dour atmosphere that I love in this track. The guitars ring out in these perfect moments and the vocals between Will and Hannah together resonate wonderfully. Poison Heart brings back the twang and Will lowering his voice deep to croon out the verses. It's a slow continuation of the style of Paradise. The tone set with the acoustic guitars lead to a strong semi-ballad style chorus. Not what I was expecting from the band at all, and a step slow if I'm being honest. Thorns of Love feels like the sister song to Poison Heart. It's another low-sang performance of the verses with a vibrant change-up in the chorus. Lyrically it's fine, but the past two songs, it does feel like there is less to connect with. The big climactic guitars at a huge moment and the piano fade make the track end gracefully, but these last two tracks, especially Thorns of Love, feel cinematic and theatrical. They are building up big moments about suffering and love. The music just doesn't really embellish that though. 4 years ago opens up like the soundtrack to a western. Hannah's vocals, the unpraised featuring Creeper's music, really shine on this song. The added strings are nice, and this is a song meant to carry the story between the main characters while the deep guitar riffs and strings drive the motion. If it's not clear by now, songs like these in a sequence aren't meant to be big singles. They serve a totally different purpose. Napalm Girls might be my most played non-single from the album. This is that blazing dynamite track that I was hoping before from Creeper. The hooks in the song are matched with the strong writing, which had great imagery. The guitar work is great, and the song has several lyric lines that could be turned into t-shirts and merch. It's really hard to sell how good this track is in such a short amount of time. This is the style that Creeper is best at. Black Moon opens up sounding like a choir of angels, while at the same time sounding ominous, as much of the story does. There's a decent bridge with a short fade to guitar solo for a quick flare of sound, but the song, deeper in tone and coming off a powerhouse like Napalm Girls, feels a bit deflating. It just doesn't carry well after the previous track. And finally, we end with All My Friends, which was released after the album delay. This song is the tearjerker and undeniably the sad closing moments of everything. Will sounds amazing and extremely vulnerable in his performance. The piano accompanies him perfectly, and while it's haunting, it works as a powerful closer. This album was a lot to take in. Creeper succeeded in making something completely different from their previous album, and them engaging in different styles definitely comes through. They proved they could do it. I didn't find myself coming back to as many songs repeatedly here as hoped. There were a few occasions of it, but not as much as I predicted. The album does feel like it drags in spots paired with connecting interlude tracks, but what bumps everything up a point is the connecting story. It's good. Along with the fantastic vocals from both Will and Hannah, there is definitely enough to enjoy here. Overall, Sex, Death, and the Infinite Void is a bold statement of a band desperate to prove themselves and to prove they can do more than be compared to other artists. Through this album, they made clear they can write a unique narrative while incorporating different styles, all while being boasted by great vocals. Creeper fans will be satisfied, and here's hoping the group can continue with unbridled creativity in the future. What did you think of Sex, Death, and the Infinite Void? Leave a comment and let everyone know. Big thanks to my patrons and a special thanks to Brandon Barenfeld, Chris Doman, and Dom Smith. You can have a say in upcoming videos through supporting Rocked on Patreon. Please check out the link in the video description for more info. Please subscribe to get notified on upcoming videos. You can check out my concert photography on Instagram, and you can keep up to date with Rocked on Facebook and Twitter.